Hey, check this out.
Stability compromised. Detecting multiple explosions. Damage reports incoming. Extensive damage achieved.
This is just one of the many awesome chain reactions I discovered. In Screamride, I flung ride testers in the name of science, built roller coasters of doom, and defied gravity while speeding through twisting coaster tracks, and I had a ton of fun doing it.
Great.
In the campaign, you'll jump straight into the 3 jobs: Screamrider, Demolition Expert, and Engineer. Note that none of these are park managers. This is a game about making and breaking roller coasters, not running a theme park. Combining time trials and obstacles, Screamrider is a challenging and fun action roller coaster simulator where your job is to keep the car on some hazardous tracks. Oftentimes, gravity won, so then I'd make the best out of the situation and try to launch my riders into a building for some fun destruction. While getting back on the track is just a button press away, I noticed this transition has some frame rate issues in the larger levels, or when I did a massive amount of damage to the level. It's not terrible, but it did pull me out of my adrenaline rush. Demolition Expert mode is smoother. Here the whole point is to fling riders into explosives and other objects to flatten the level. You gotta love how these buildings dynamically collapse. It looks like chaos, but there's some skill and strategy that goes into getting the biggest explosions, and thus the highest scores on the leaderboard. Screamride allows for some flexibility though, so you could fling cars without planning and still be able to pass the level. The Engineer mode is all about building rides, but there are restrictions in place that challenge your ability to accomplish goals. For example, you could fail a level for losing riders or crashing your coaster. I like how Screamride doesn't make you guess where you messed up, giving helpful hints by marking your trouble spots and where you hit achievements like a top speed. However, it's irritating that wonky camera angles sometimes don't even show the action. Whether I wanted to prevent future disasters or observe the results of my intentional one, that's annoying. The other problem I hit was some frustrating difficulty spikes. Out of the 6 areas in Screamride, the last 2 have annoying parts that don't really flow with the steady and enjoyable challenges of the rest. Even so, I found myself replaying those challenging levels, trying to put up some good scores on the leaderboards. Sandbox mode combines the tools from all 3 jobs and lets you go nuts with creativity and destruction. Some objects are locked until you reach a certain level in career mode, but there's enough to play with out of the gate. Look at all these building pieces and materials and colors. You can design an entire island, its buildings, and attractions piece by piece. Sandbox mode is even better than Engineer mode because it gives you the handy tools like copy and paste. There's a limit to how many total pieces you can use, and the maps have size restrictions, but I never found these to be severe limitations. It's easy to jump between creating and testing, so I could constantly check whether or not my ride functioned, or exploded, properly. If I liked a specific ride or building, I could select the structure and save it as a blueprint. I could then easily share that blueprint or the entire level by uploading to the level center. Playing and downloading other players' levels is just as simple. Screamride's 3 jobs allow you to play its thrill ride levels in a variety of ways, but I got the greatest satisfaction when I discovered the perfect way to traverse a track, build a coaster, or demolish a string of buildings. Although career mode suffers from uneven difficulty and some situational camera issues, I happily replayed levels to improve my score or just endlessly tinker with the sandbox mode. For more on Screamride, stick with IGN.
Bonus. Perfect. Bonus.